Yerushalmi Chagigah Daf Gimel Amar Aleph with 3 lines down. Rabban Bachia Boy Kumer of Zerest in front of Zera Eichen Hayu Marim Ponim. Was it Bahar Abayis when you had to do the Chiyuv of Re'iyah Shalosh Pam Bashana? Was that Bahar Abayis? Was that Oy Bazaris? Was that Nazaris? Amalani Shmina Adok. Proof Momia Tame Potem in Re'iyah. Somebody's pot, whose Tame is pot from Re'iyah. The Ksiv says of Vasa Shama Vesim Shama. Ve'ein Tomei Meis Nichnas Lara Ve'ein Tomei Meis Nichnas Arbais. Can a Tomei Meis not go into the Arbais? What's the problem being Tomei? Obviously, then it must be that Re'iyah is done in the Azara, where Tomei Meis is not allowed, where Tomei is not allowed to go. Meichanat Moedet. Now we had mentioned that if you can walk from Yerushalayim to the base of Mikdash, is Mechuyev and Riyah. So Meichanat Moedet, where do you measure? Min Chayma, from the outside, the outermost part of Yerushalayim, and Min Abatim, from the innermost part of Yerushalayim. Tana Shmuel ben Shiloach v'Shiloach ben Tzemedina. From the Shiloach, there was a stream there, the Shiloach, and that was located in the middle, and that's where you measure from. So anybody who can make it from the Shiloach to the Beis Hamikdash is mechuyev to do Riyah. Right. Rabbi Machia boy Kumir of Zira, Malu Shalecha Gigasa Biadach. Can a person said that as Machlekes had to learn this? Reb Chaim Kanievsky learned somebody's potter. Can he, and he wants to do the mitzvah? So can he go ahead and send his Chagigah and somebody else wants to look at Amalin Ishmael? That we can prove from over here. Mukesh Chin or Fulfus, and someone knows a Mukesh Chin or Fulfus, and he's got the terrible breath. Peturminary is Patmari. The Ksiva says, Avos Shama, Babesim Shama. Somebody can come with a group of people, and these people can't. Hatame Patmari, someone's Tame is Pata from Re'iyah. The Ksiva says, Bavoy Kol Yisrael Reis. A roy love him kol Yisrael, maybe. V'shein a roy love him kol Yisrael, but if it's not roy love him kol Yisrael, ain't a maybe. V'yishlach chagigas v'yachas. Let him. Why doesn't he send his chagiga with somebody else? Rabbi Yossi says, you see over here, right? If you have a way around it, you can always say, let him just go and send his chagiga, his carbon chagiga with somebody else. So obviously you can't do that. Rav Shimi boi refragt Rav Shimi says a chiluf. According to Rechaim, this means let's flip around the limud. Why? Mukesh chinu fulfasim peturim in order. Why? Diksiv avoy kol Yisrael leirois. So bevoy kol Yisrael is more. Can he come together with others? Right. And atame pater should be learned from this pasuk minore iya. Diksiv says uvos shama veism shama. So we should really learn it out of these psukim. So we should flip the limudim around. Chazar shimim ma mukishchinu fulfasin afal pish ein ruin lava im kol Yisrael ruin he lava v'nei atzmon. So tame ein ruin lava v'nei atzmon v'loi im kol Yisrael. So enachanami we have to flip around the psukim. Why? Because like we said, a tame is not roy to come himself. Forget about anybody else. He can't come at all. Mashen Kain Mukashchin or Fulfsin, they can come by themselves. They just can't come together with a Kehillah because that's not about Kavadik in their condition. But they can come themselves, so they have a taka flip around the Limudim in terms of which pasuk. The Allah is the same, it's just which pasuk you learn it out of. Hifrish Chag Yossi Umeis Hayoshim Shiv. So it says Mafish is Karbachiyah and he dies. Can his Yoshim bring the Chagiga? And the question over here is, does it have a din of a chagiga and it's deichi yantif according to Rabbi Chaim Kanievsky, or not? Or is it din of more of a neder or an adava, in which case you would not, you can't bring it on yantif. So Rabbi Lama, it says in the pasuk, Yeroi twice. Horoi lavoi mevi, v'shein horoi lavoi einoi mevi. So somebody who's fit to come, he can bring. Someone's not fit to come, he doesn't bring. So obviously, if he's dead, he's not fit to come. Actually, there's a limud from Rabbi Yochanan and Rabbi Yonasan that can help us out of it. A train, I would both say, Kol b'chor b'necha tifte, afilu la'achamisa. It's even, right, in other words, somebody, let's say, has a child, and the child dies, day number 31. So on day 30, you still, he doesn't get a refund from the kain. He still has to be paid to the son. So to over here, Right? So the mashmos from this limud is that you could bring the carbon achamisa. The Yarshim could bring his carbon, and it would be oila for a chiyuv. So it would be darchiyantiv. Amar Baba Mama Machlokes Shmuel Rabbi Yochanan is actually Machlokes this question of someone's mafish is chagiga and he dies is actually totally in a machlekes Shmuel and Rabbi Yochanan. Yeah, Rabbi Yochanan. The Tanya Tama we learned Isha shevia chatosa or mesa. So Isha brought her chatas right after she had a chatas yelades. And she brought a chatas, or Mason, she died. So Yaviyu a Yarshin Oilasa. So the Yarshin can bring her covenant that she would have brought. Oilasa, if let's say she only brought her oilo mason, she dies. Lo Yaviyu Yarshin Chatasu, because chatas goes after the battle. If someone who's not the original owner can't bring the chatas. Shmuel Amma b'mufreshes. We're talking about that she had already set aside when we said that the Yarshim bring her oila was talking about where she set aside the oila. She already set aside oila, so they go and bring it. The mashmos would be that if she didn't set aside oila, they would be parted from bringing it. It doesn't come from the estate. We'll see why in a minute. Rabbi Yochanan, Mafila Einu Mufreshes, even if she had not set it aside. Right? Maramanan came. What are we talking about? Im Yarshu Karka. If the Yarshim over here, she left over Karka to the Yarshim Ba'ado, Mashmub Mufreshes. Why does this have to be a case of Mufreshes? Even if it was Mufreshes, Hegdish is a Baal Chayv. And you would pay back if the people Yarshin Karka have to pay back a Baal Chayv. And in B'Shiyarshu metaltalin, let's say they only yash metaltal mador Rabbi Yochanan filayim of precious. There's right a balchayv can't be gaiva from metaltalin. So even if it was right, so why would Rabbi Yochanan say even if it's animal precious, the carbon, you shouldn't have to bring it all together? So ma nafik me b'neyayin yarshu karka. So obviously, you know the difference over here was saying over here is what happens if they were Yerush Kakat. I had to do Shmuel. So the way it works is Litvoya Toivin. Hegdish will be Toiveya the carbon, or Lamashkin Mashkinin. Since if the Yashin Kaka is Meshubah to the Balchayv, so Hegdish has a right to be Toiveya. But they're not going to take a Mashkin because the whole reason they take a mashkin is because you don't want to go into Baal Ta'achir. But the Yerush isn't subject to Baal Ta'achir. They're not the original person that set aside the carbon. Al Dati Rabbi Yochanan, if the Yashin Kaka Afla Mashkin, Afla Mashkin Mashkinin, because since he holds that the carbon that she brings is for a chayiv, right? In other words, what the Yarshin going to bring it fulfills the woman's obligation to the carbon. So therefore, you have the same issue of Baal Tacha that would have applied to her applies to the Yarshim as well, and therefore Bezin will leave him a mashkin to make sure that they bring the carbon in a timely fashion. Yarshim metaltalin, however, if the Yarshim metaltalin adatu Rabbi Yochanan tfoya toivin, so with toivin l'mashkin aim mashkinin. Right? Because there's nothing mamashkin because while we're going to teveya it, there's still a mitzvah for the son to be pareh the chayv of the mother, and they should bring it, but we don't have a right to mashkin it because there's no inherent chiyuv. Al daiti de Shmuel aflet tvoya. We're not even teveya it because it's metaltal and mishuv v'chayv, and the same thing would apply over here by us, by the carbon chagiga, right? That according to Shmuel, you're right, it's not a chayiv for the right that the Yarshim are not fulfilling the father's chayiv by bringing the carbon chagiga after he died. So therefore, it's not doichiyantiv. But you should bring it and be makriv after yantiv. According to Rabbi Yochanan, like we said, according to Rabbi Yochanan, it is just like by the mother it fulfills her chayiv. So to by the father, and by the carbon chagiga, it will fulfill his chayiv, and therefore it will be doichi yantiv. According to Rabbi Yochanan. Okay. So the Mishnah Locha Beis. Beishami Yomen Riyah Shtei Kesef HaChagiga Mo Kesef. Beishame say that the Riyah, the oilus Riyah, you can't spend less than 2 kesef on it. Chagiga, you can get away with a little less, it's more kesef. Ve'sul laimim the other way around. The Riyah is more kesef, chagiga shtei kesef. So the Gemara Riyah's oilos vechagiga ishlam. Riyah is a carbon oila, and chagiga ishlam. So Beishame Yomen Marbim ba'oilos v'matim ishlamim. And we'll see why in a second. And Beis Hillel, I'm going to say, "Mematim ba'oilus, memavim mishlamim." So, Tam Chabai, Loi B'Shem Rabbi Yosef Mechanina, what's the machlekes? So, Vehebe Shami Alfin Lami Karbonas Hatzeres. And we learned it at the carbonate test. The carbonate seres that was bought. They bought seven kvasim, and so most of them, right? So they right. So over here, they brought the oilers were the ones that were the rive over there, and the carbonate seres. So they learned carbonate seres. So therefore, you have to spend more on the oilers riyah. And Beis Hillel Yavim Karbonos and a Siyim, where there was the Shlomim, that was more. Amr Beis Hillel Beis Shammai, I don't understand. Leimut of the Lamed Carbon Yachim Carbon Yachid. Carbon Siyim was a carbon Yachid. We're talking about of his a carbon Yachid. Lo Lamed Carbon Yachim Carbon Tzibur. How can you learn from the Tzibur from Carbonus Atzeres? Amr Beis Shammai, Beis Shammai said, Mut of the Lamed Davashu Noig L'Doireis, Midavashu Noig L'Doireis, like carbon Atzeres. Tavli, don't bring me a case of carbon Asim Shein Noig L'Doireis. It was a Rasha, the carbon Asim. Okay, rest we'll save for tomorrow.